couple years ago, I saw this beautiful 2003 zinc yellow Terminator Cobra for sale on eBay, and I really liked this car. It was very low mile, it was very clean, and it was well put together. As a matter of fact, if I remember right, the ad in the eBay listing had said how a guy had bought it and sold it to his friend. They kind of sold it back and forth to each other, but they had built the car together, and everything they did to the car was well thought out, and it was researched, and it was done to the best of their knowledge and ability. You know, it had a 26 spline input shaft, a Kenny Bell supercharger, MGW short throw shifter, Metco pulley setup. It even had a solid rear axle that was built and ready to go. They had said in the listing that they never raced the car, tracked it, or drag raced it, but they had built it to what everybody had said was the best way to build these cars. And so next thing I know, the car was gone, and I saw this picture on Instagram. And the gentleman in the red shirt was the owner, and the guy on the right in the blue shirt was the one who bought the car. And so I immediately recognized the car, and I was excited to see that I was going to be able to see what happened to this car and watch the progress of the car, and you know, I really liked it. I even contacted the new owner and told him that I liked the car, and you know, he got to know me. He knows that I have my Cobras and my other Mustangs, and so it was really fun to get a little bit more friendship going there. And just see what the car was going to be and what this new owner was going to do with it. As you can see, it only had 13,000 miles on it when he bought it. That is really low miles. And the engine bay was really clean and nice, and I wish I had the rest of the pictures of underneath, because there were pictures when it was on eBay and you can see how clean it was. I don't think it was ever driven in the rain. Just one of those cars that was well taken care of. Here you can see the Kenny Bell 2.2 liter supercharger on there. Very iconic, you know, newer superchargers, the Whipples, VMPs, they outdo the Kenny Bell. They're more efficient, and a lot of them are higher displacement, but the Kenny Bell was always a unique supercharger for the Terminator Cobra. A lot of people had them on there. It was something a lot of people grew up listening to, like I did. The sound of a Kenny Bell is unique from the other superchargers, and they're really cool. So it's a good combination for the Terminator Cobra. It's iconic for this car. So here are some of the clips from his Instagram. It's at PHATGABE. And the sound of this Kenny Bell just gets burned in your head. Every time I watch these, the sound is just melted into my head, and I always have it in there for the rest of the day. So listen to these clips. They're on his Instagram. Even one of these videos was on 1320 video, and I think that's pretty cool. So you can tell this is a really nice car. Low miles, fast, Kenny Bell, all the cool stuff about it. And I looked into buying this car when it was on eBay, and I even considered buying it from him later down the road. I always kept an eye on it. I wondered if he was going to sell it. As time went on, of course I had my Competition Orange Terminator during all this, but I was able to get my 10th anniversary red Terminator, you know, actually recently. And so I didn't end up buying this car, but something interesting about it was there's another yellow Terminator, zinc yellow, 03, everything, and I almost bought it, and it only had 7,000 miles on it, and it was an early 03. And this picture of this car, you can see, has the build date, and it's in 2002, so this is one of the very first Terminators. The one I was going to buy that I looked at with the 7,000 miles on it, it was built in September. So this one was built just a couple of months earlier than the other one, and it would actually have the inferior heads on it, just like the one I was considering, and that's why I turned it down, because anything built before September or November '02 had the inferior head design. I think that's pretty cool. Now, on his Instagram, I'm not exactly sure what he meant by this, but he had this picture and said that this car was supposed to go to Japan, and for whatever reason it didn't, and now he has it. So I thought that was pretty cool. This is, I believe, under the hood. It's a date and a build number. This Cobra is a prime example of what you can get with your money. A new V6 Mustang, a new EcoBoost 4-cylinder now. You can't even touch one for the price of one of these Terminators. I mean, they're so expensive now, even a base model, and you know, $20,000 or so, you can get one of these really neat cars, and it's a lot of power and low miles too. This was an extremely low mile car, beautiful car, and he bought it and he used it. He drove it a considerable amount. He put over 10,000 miles on it since he's had it. But I think this is an example of what you can get with your money. And somebody has saved this car for a long time, kept the miles low on it, and you can go out and buy the car, and you can choose to keep the miles low on it yourself, or you can choose to go out and daily drive it. It's up to you, you know. And here are some cool pictures of the car. This is at the drag strip, doing a nice burnout. And again, I'll show you some video clips here from his Instagram at the drag strip. I think it's cool that he took this car out and he went and had fun with it. And the car is definitely built for it. And so you can tell he really enjoyed this car. It was fun to have. I really enjoyed watching the videos and pictures on Instagram because it was a car that I had seen for sale. Here's a clip of it on the dyno. So it was a really nice car, but unfortunately, here's where it takes a turn for the worse. He got involved in an accident with the car. Now, I don't know the details. I know he said that the car wasn't on full coverage, but it was significant damage to the front driver fender. He had said that the airbags did not deploy, but the car did have some damage. You can see the bumpers hit, the fenders hit pretty bad, some suspension got damaged, and maybe even the hood. And it's too bad because you can see that headlight there. Those are the OEM clear headlights, clear as in not faded from the sun. They're not blemished. They're in really good shape. You can tell it's such a low mile car. Right now the car has 23,000 miles on it. That's still super low for a car that was made in 2003. And I really like the car. Of course, I have too many cars right now and I'm not going to be able to buy this one, and I would love to, but I'm going to see what happens. He says he wants to sell it as it is. He's trying to get a decent amount of money. I know what he paid for it, and he's not getting near what he had paid for the car, but it is damaged now, and it does have accident history. But yeah, he says he's going to try to get a house or something, and he was already planning on selling it, and then this happened to it. So it's really unfortunate. It's a beautiful car. Of course, the comments from the people on Facebook are just stupid. You have a lot of people that are saying, it's zinc yellow, it's not desirable, just part it out, or I'll give you $10,000 for it as it is, or that car's not worth anything near what you're asking for it. And these people don't know this car. They don't know how clean it is. They didn't know that he bought it with 13,000 miles and that it's been a very nice car and it's in great shape. So it kind of bothers me when lately you can get on these Facebook pages where people are selling stuff and everybody just loves to down talk your stuff, and that's really starting to bother me, you know. But anyway, I know what the car is. I think it's beautiful, and it would be a great car, so only the future will tell what happens to this car. I believe it's going to be fixed. It's a pretty simple fix. Somebody on there was saying they could just get another fender and you could, you know, fix the suspension parts pretty easy. People who are well qualified in body work, they've taken a look at it and said, yeah, it wouldn't be that bad to fix. And a car with this low miles and in such good shape, I'm sure it'll probably get fixed. But anyway, I just want to share the story about the Cobra, and I want to thank everybody for your support for the channel. I really enjoy your really nice comments that you leave on the channel, and I've made a lot of friends already through this channel and through my Instagram. So please subscribe if you're not subscribed already, and watch the playlist of these Mustang stories, and I'll be putting more out.